If you made it this far in life without a correction or collection, then why is my job to administer the lesson? Bars! Woo! Tonight, a pastor's divine excuse from the book of Exodus. I believe it reads, thou shalt not steal unless God says so.
That's in the Bible.
A black bride's bitter battle with a bigoted bridal boutique, billing her buku bucks for her beautiful brown body. Austin experiments with basic income while Houston experiments with basic logic. Texas. See these stories and more of what we're talking about on this week's episode of The Blackman Show. Welcome to the BS. Now let's go. What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Seven Blackman, and this is The Blackman Show, a place where we can take a look at the news with a little bit of 7 cents. But with no further ado, let's get into the venue. So I've heard some weird reasons behind one's scams or deviances, but I'll have to say that this one is news even to me. But before I delve too deep into it, how are your investments looking? Are y'all doing any risky, speculative investing that leads people to send you millions of dollars that you don't invest and that you actually take for your own gain, all because God told you to? No? I mean, if you don't have any camels you're trying to shove through the eye of a needle, then you're obviously not even doing it right, apparently. Look no further than Eli Regalado, online Colorado pastor, a man who obviously has a direct line to the upper room. Because you silly imbeciles, God made him the prophet who profits. So what are we talking about here, and what did he do? It seems as early as 2022, your boy Eli, no, not that one. This guy started a worthless cryptocurrency called INDX coin that he was able to use to dupe 300 plus people out of their bread to the tune of $3.4 million. And first of all, bravo. Bravo to all 300 plus of y'all reaching for the stars on something that had zero proven ability. I guess your greed knows no bounds. Okay, so Eli and his wife get you to invest, and they immediately start doing the Lord's work, right? And that work apparently includes buying jewelry and getting an expensive nanny and buying cars, taking trips, and of course, remodeling their home to the tune of $1.3 million. Who can forget the Bible verse that speaks directly to this in Hebrews 13:5, I believe, where it says, keep your life free from love of money and be content with what you have. For he has said, if you rob my people,
lock his ass up, lock his ass up, you're going to jail, you're going to jail.
Or something like that. I guess your boy Eli was reading from a different book, because when the SEC, and no, I'm not talking about football, came down on him, he let everybody know it wasn't him, but the God that told him what to do. Who's to blame? You see, God told him to create Kingdom Wealth Exchange, even though he had absolutely no knowledge of crypto.
Regalado, who had no cryptocurrency or exchange background, said divine inspiration called him to launch Index Coin.
So when he addressed the allegations of him and his wife Caitlin taking from their followers, he admitted to it.
The charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. So there's been $1.3 million that's been taken out of, I think it was a total of $3.4 million. But out of that 1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
Whew, okay, I thought he was gonna start lying or something like that. Okay, so you admitted that you did it, but what were you saying about God's instruction?
We sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. We did. We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. What we're praying for, and what we're believing for still, is that God is going to do a miracle. God is going to work a miracle in the financial sector.
Man, you think you know a God. I mean, God tells you to honor your parents, don't steal, but then when he does tell you to steal and doesn't give you an exit strategy, you look like the bad guy. That's enough to make a man find a better spiritual guy than an online guy with the fake background who comes off more as a salesman than a prophet. So where are we now? Seems Eli was telling investors that worthless coins were selling when they actually were barely being given away. By the way, Eli, that is called lying. okay?
The Lord says, trust me. We were just always under the impression that God was going to provide, that the source was never ending, that God was doing a new thing, and that we had nothing to worry about.
So the man said that he thought that money would never stop. Question: what pastor or leader of sheep to the Lord is reading Cash Flow Quadrant on repeat along the way? You know what I'm saying? So I guess during his off hours, when he's not reeling from civil charges from the SEC, charming his followers who are still in his corner, he's doing a lot of praying. Well, what he's praying for and what they're believing for still is that God is going to come through with a miracle. He said that this month, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm sure FTX founder and man who was convicted of 7 counts of felony fraud, Sam Bankman-Fried, was thinking the exact same thing. But that's where we'll leave it, and I'll ask you your thoughts on this one. Did you do any investing in INDX, FTX, SafeMoon, or any of the cryptos that had a less than shaky at best valuation? Do you think that this pastor will face any real time? And lastly, is getting a camel through the eye of a needle really that hard? Let me know your thoughts in those comments down below. You want to or think you'd reflect on the goodies and all the preparation that went into your wedding when you're looking back at it, right? You know, getting the flowers and the rings, the venue, the drinks, and of course, you have to get the dress. Well, for one New York model, her say yes to the dress moment turned immediately to a fat no when she was told that a small adjustment would cost her an additional $200.
How about no?
So here's Tessa Tooks, right? New York model and woman who likes him rare. The 28-year-old searched far and wide for her perfect look until she found the dress that she loved in a Toronto boutique. When she went on to try it on, it was love at first wear. The only issue was that it came with flesh or nude colored breast cups, right? So she was taken aback, as well as her fiance, who made a viral expletive-laced TikTok explaining the situation and the audacity of this boutique.
Here's a problem, okay? She went to the store, which was supposed to be one of the most magical days of her life, next to getting married to me, of course, and she went to purchase this beautiful wedding dress. The lady says to her, she says, glad you found your dress. The undergarment choices come in 2 options. The standardized choice is nude, which is free. But if you like the undergarment to match your skin tone, there's an upcharge. Excuse my French, but are you fist fucking me? So you're telling me that it's free to be white, but if my bride has a different skin tone than white, she has to pay extra money to get the undergarment to match her skin tone? First of all, why is the standard white? How fucked is that? That in 2024, the standard, which is free, is a nude skin tone. Nude can be a lot of different colors, but they decided to make white nude the standard? This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So now she's standing there awkward with the people who are selling her the dress. They're not the designers, but they're like, yeah, there's an upcharge if you want the undergarment to match your skin tone. What? So now she gets to awkwardly beat around the bush and be like, well, I want the other one, but she's not paying for it, so now she's ordering this wedding dress. She's gonna dye the undergarment herself to match her skin tone. Wedding dress designers, take goddamn note. This is bullshit, and you should be called out.
Now, I had to conference with my wifey to even know what the hell these things are. But beyond that, I just wonder, what exactly is flesh or nude colored, right? Now, if any of y'all had a childhood, which might be at least most of y'all, you may remember the art class being one of the first ways that you could floss on the other kids, right? Like, you knew the kid who had the 64 pack of Crayola was not on free lunch, right? But in that pack of crayons, that's where you would find the flesh-colored crayon. And as someone who was born dark and got lighter, I had no idea whose flesh this was supposed to be. I mean, anyway, fast forward past all the childhood trauma, and we're still here, unable to find our flesh in the pack. Now, thankfully, after the virality of her fiance's video, Black and compassionate dressmakers around the interwebs have been reaching out, offering things like dyeing the cups for her at no charge, or even going as far as making the dress for her. And while I applaud the public outpouring of support, you have to wonder why it has to be like this, right? I mean, I'm sure the sister ain't the only one who's had her own pretty woman moment.
Well, I didn't ask for the fit, I asked how much it was. How much is this, Marie? It's very expensive. It's very expensive. Look, I got money to spend in here. I don't think we have anything for you. You're obviously in the wrong place. Please leave.
And you know, as a sister, she had to be fighting for that urge to flip clean the hell out for fear that she'd be labeled as a bridezilla, or even worse, an angry black woman. But why? why does it have to come to that in the first damn place? I mean, why is being seen so hard of a thing? Why do we have to be the ones to bridle ourselves for fear of how we'll be labeled, especially in the face of injustice? I mean, is it better to quietly take it on the chin or to go out kicking and screaming? Like, I'm interested. Do you worry about how you look when you're about to engage with some indignant racist or their policy? Now, after all the backlash they received after the video, the boutique offered to pay for the dress in full, but Tukes felt that it didn't get to the heart of what the issue is, and I, for one, do not blame her. To my black and other minority people watching, what's your strategy? Seriously, what's your strategy when you're in some ish like this? Like, do you push to have the racist business or the business with the racist policies make things right, or do you just leave it where it is and take your business elsewhere? I mean, I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. I personally, once you show me who you are, I'm good. Honestly, we ain't even got to play with it, for real. I don't need you turning a new leaf on my account. Just stay being exactly who the hell you are. If you made it this far in life without a correction or collection, then why is my job to administer the lesson? Bars! Woo! All right, y'all. I'm gonna show you this one, and then I'll be right back.
For a second, like,
do not get aggressive with me
I'm
at
not
all.
aggressive, but I'm asking you to be honest with me, and you weren't.
I'm so
What was my option?
bewildered, and
I would have never heard from you. I've been down this road.
Okay, but you don't know me. You don't know me. Why would you follow me home? I feel so unsafe right now. The fact that you followed me home, like when I
did not mean it that way. I said I'm the furthest from racist person, but I'm not.
No, you're not, because the furthest person from racist would never use that word.
All right, I'm calling my black friends right now. So
I don't.
No, I'm being so fucking serious.
I don't
right now.
want.
No, I am not. Yes, because I drove an hour.
And what kind of respect do you have?
What kind of respect did you receive? From what type of respect did I get when you left me at the fucking bar, you bitch? Huh? What kind of fucking respect did I get when I spent $300 on you, you fucking cunt? Alright, go fuck yourself! What?
So here we have a TikToker whose name I'm not saying for the sake of her keeping her peace. I'm sure you can find her wherever the hell you want on the interwebs. But I'm just trying to help her keep her peace from the weirdos who felt that this guy was in the right, but wanted to reach out to her to tell her so. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking, sir, I'm not talking, ma'am, I'm not, you're fine. Sir, how did you think that this was gonna go? Seriously, how did you think that she would take this? Where did you see, where was the win? Where exactly was the win? What were you, so you're on a date, you saying some things that she don't like, you're flipping out, going and just willy-nilly just popping the N-word all over the dang place, right? Okay. She finds that uncomfortable and decides to exit stage left, gets the hell up out of there because you're clearly a weirdo. Then, as she leaves, you chase behind her in your vehicle all the way to her house? Bruh. And then you let me call my black friends and I can prove to you I say it all the time. What black friends do you have just sitting on standby waiting to give you validation? What black friends do you have that are so brash with the N-word that you flagrantly wielded at a woman that you're trying to impress? Who are these N-words? Who are they? Please enlighten us. And I don't mean to get into victim blaming or anything like that right here, but honestly, aside from recording them, why the hell didn't she call the police too? I mean, again, I'm not trying to blame her, but the cops will do a whole lot more faster than a video will. And that's even if you're going live. You know what I'm saying? So like, actually, as I'm thinking about this, I'm just wondering, like, do y'all think the videos give you a false sense of security? Or, I'm sorry, do you think the videos give you a sense of security? Because I'm telling you, it's false. But I just can't understand why somebody would, instead of calling the police, maybe she called the police too, I don't know, but it just seems weird that you would sit there in conversation with this guy who's obviously acting weird, strange, doing all this kind of stalkerish, I know where you live activity, and you did not at any point, at least it didn't seem, at any point you didn't call the police? Ma'am. But seriously, as a woman in this position, as a woman in this position, for the 27% of you all who are women that's watching this, what would you do? Seriously. And as a man who spent all this money, this $300, would you really stalk this woman? I mean, real quick, show of hands. Who would honestly do this to this ungrateful woman, acting all scared after you just dropped $300 on a date?
Lock his ass up! Lock his ass up!
So as we pay some bills, I'd like to remind you that you are watching The Black Men Show. Feel free to check out our store at theblackmenshow.com, where we have some dope items like this hoodie. Now look, I can't lie. This is absolutely my favorite. It's like it's warm, but it's breathable at the same time, and made of like this real butter soft poly cotton blend thing that I can't lie. It really feels good on the skin. And I'm telling you, if you know me, like beyond this thing, but beyond this space, if you know me, I wasn't really a hoodie wearing person. Like I own a couple hoodies, but I didn't really wear them. But this right here, this gets worn. This gets worn, my N-word. This gets worn. But be sure to get yourself something after the show. You will not be disappointed. But with that, be sure to hit the like, hit the sub, crack that notification bell, and of course, share this with your mom. You know she misses me. Tell her I said, what's up? I'll see you soon. Next up, we're going to talk about a radical experiment that took place in the heart of Texas. No, not the one where they tried to secede from the Union, or the one where they tried to ban abortion, or the one where they tried to make voting harder, or the one where, you know what, let's just move on. The experiment I'm talking about is the Austin Guaranteed Income Pilot, a program that gave 135 low-income families $1,000 a month for a year with no strings attached. That's right, folks. Free money just for being poor. How crazy is that? Now, the program was launched in May of 2022 to help people cope with the rising cost of living in Austin, a city that's become the magnet for big tech companies and their high-earning employees. You know, the kind of people who can afford to buy a $1.5 million condo with a rooftop pool and a Tesla in the garage, while the rest of us are struggling to pay rent and got the break room funky from reheating the leftover tuna. Again, now the idea behind the program is pretty simple. Trust people to make the right decisions for themselves and their families and see what happens. And what happened was actually pretty dope, for real. Now, according to a new study from the Urban Institute, which is a Washington, D.C. based think tank, the program helped participants pay for housing and food, improve their housing and food security, and reduced their stress and worry. In other words, it worked. Now, one of the participants, who was a single mother who started receiving payments from the program in September of 2022, told KXAN, a local NBC affiliate, that the money she received helped her pay for medical expenses and medicine following an 8-day hospital stay. She said that the program was a blessing and that it changed her life. Honestly, that's some pretty powerful stuff. Who knew that giving people money could actually help them? It's almost like this money has like value or something like that. But not everybody was a fan of these programs. In fact, some are downright hostile to them. Last week, as a matter of fact, State Senator Paul Bettencourt, of course, a Republican from Houston, sent a letter to the state's attorney general asking him to declare a new program that was being done in Harris County unconstitutional. Now, it's very similar in Harris County because they launched a guaranteed basic program that gives low-income residents up to $500 a month. Bettencourt argued that the program violates the Texas Constitution, which prohibits the state from giving money to individuals without a public purpose. Now, the program's attorney, however, told the Houston Chronicle that Bettencourt was, quote, more focused on political games and weaponizing government institutions than making life better for the people of Harris County, end quote. I don't know. I guess dude ain't realized that he just basically alienated a large segment of his potential voters, because, people tend to like getting money, especially when they need it. I don't know. Maybe he just don't want to, maybe he don't want to be in business no more. Maybe he ain't trying he ain't trying to be in office no more, baby, and he trying to let you know he out of there. He out of there. He don't want it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But when it comes to giving away money, people have a tendency to go towards the money. That's kind of how people work. But there you have it, folks. A tale of two Texases. One that tried to help its poor and vulnerable citizens, and one that tried to kind of stop it. Which do you think is better? Next up, we're going to talk about Sports Illustrated, the iconic sports magazine that has been covering the world of sports since 1954 and also the world of swimsuits since 1964. Yes, Sports Illustrated is famous for its annual swimsuit edition, which features models or sports stars posing in swimwear, sometimes even body paint. And it's a tradition that has been celebrated by millions of readers and criticized by millions of others for its objectification of women, its unrealistic beauty standards, and its blatant sexism. But hey, it's all in good fun, right? It's not like Sports Illustrated is doing anything else that's unethical, immoral, or illegal, right? Wrong. Because Sports Illustrated is facing a major crisis after it was revealed that some of its articles were written by AI and fake authors. Yeah, you heard that right. Some of the articles in Sports Illustrated were not written by real people, but by robots and imposters. And I'm not talking about the swimsuit issue either, so you ain't even got to worry about that part, because I'm pretty sure those bodies are real, but I don't know. But what they can do with Photoshop, you honestly never know. So how did we get here? Let me explain. So it all started in 2019 when Sports Illustrated was sold for $110 million to Authentic Brands Group, or ABG. And that's a brand development, marketing, and entertainment company that owns the likes of Reebok and Forever 21 and basically the entire other half of the mall. In addition to the images and the likenesses of people like Shaquille O'Neal, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and Muhammad Ali. And there's more. Now, on top of that, ABG then licensed the Sports Illustrated brand to the Arena Group, a digital media holding group that owns dozens of publishers such as Parade Magazine and Men's Journal. Now, the Arena Group was responsible for publishing Sports Illustrated in digital formats, while ABG retained the rights to the brand's intellectual property and other businesses, like Sports Illustrated TV and Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. And, you know, if you think that's weird, just sit back and wait. The Arena Group then outsourced some of the content production to a third-party advertising company called Advon Commerce, which used artificial intelligence and some fake people to generate product reviews and featured affiliate links, which, you know, affiliate links basically help to earn you money. Link in the description, you know, stuff like that. Things that help to make money for your content, but it basically helps to make you money when somebody buys you something. And so they had basically robots who were doing that for them. So some of the articles in Sports Illustrated weren't written by humans, but by machines and frauds, I guess you could say. And if you think that's weird, check this out. The articles were not only poorly written and irrelevant to the magazine's audience, but also contained factual errors and nonsensical shit in it. Like, for one, there was this volleyball review that when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's factual, but anyway, it says,
volleyball can be a little tricky to get into, especially without an actual ball to practice with.
and then another review for the best golf ball said,
golf is a sport that requires a lot of skill, patience, and precision. It also requires a good set of balls.
Now, I don't even think they were trying to be funny, but yeah, it was kind of funny. Now, you may be wondering, how did anybody not notice this? How did the editors, the writers, the readers not realize that something? Well, I'll say the readers did realize. I mean, hell, I'm one of those people who can tell when I get iffy when I start seeing bad grammar or something that's just restated or said too many times. That starts to let me know that something is awry. Either we have a dumbass writing something, or it's AI, which pretty much is the same thing. But I'm just saying, in general, it seems like nobody really cared, to be quite honest. I mean, nobody cared about Sports Illustrated anymore. Nobody cared about the quality of journalism, the integrity of the brand, the loyalty of the fans. Nobody cared about anything but making money. And ain't that what it's all about? It's about the money, baby. What you got? What you got on it? You got something for me? Where my bread at, baby? And that's why on January 19, 2024, ABG terminated the licensing agreement with the Arena Group and laid off basically every damn body. Everybody was laid off for the lack of the Arena Group failing to make a quarterly payment of $3.75 million. $3.75 million. I mean, don't most quarterbacks make that? Like, I'm pretty sure most starting quarterbacks probably make that during the year, right? And as unfortunate as it is, honestly, that's why Sports Illustrated is now facing an uncertain future. I mean, they struggling to get a new publisher, a new audience, and hell, what really is their purpose? When was the last time you read anything by Sports Illustrated? For real, let me know in the comments. But that's what we're gonna have to lead this one on Sports Illustrated, the magazine that was once the premier title in American sports journalism, and now basically is like, I don't know, a used car sitting on the lot. It's a used Pontiac. No, I ain't gonna go that far. I ain't gonna go that far. It's not a Pontiac, but hey, it's looking kind of bad because this is a magazine that was like iconic at one time for having things on the cover. Like, I remember the Michael Jordan cover, the Muhammad Ali covers, Serena Williams, you know what I'm saying? But now we're getting stuff by people like Drew Ortiz, Sora Tanaka, and Ryan Smith. And yeah, these are all AI contributors to Sports Illustrated who actually have names, bios, pictures, all of that created by AI. Crazy, but that's the world that we living in right now, right? I mean, we talk about a magazine that once had a swimsuit, but now they looking hella naked. I'm just saying. But what are your thoughts on Sports Illustrated? Did you read the articles back in the day? Do you read them now? I mean, beyond the swimsuit edition, of course. I mean, honestly, can you tell me the last time, if ever, that you've pulled up one of their magazines and was like, yeah, I'm reading this? Let me know in those comments last time that you ever popped one open. I'd love to know. Now, you know, honestly, I hoped this was going to be Lamar's year. I can't lie. Sometimes I know his play can have your heart racing at 1,000 miles per hour for good reasons and also for not so good reasons. But really, I thought that defense was good enough to cover for his blunders. Unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. You had the combination of a bad call on a rookie receiver for taunting and that same rookie later fumbling what would have turned into a game-tying touchdown at the worst possible time. On top of that, that same rookie busted his hand immediately after that in frustration. Just all showed you that this team, they wasn't ready for prime time. None of these dudes, I won't say none of them, but they wasn't ready. But the thing that really sealed it for me, beyond the game-ending interception, was this swag surfing shit. I mean, the people here in Kansas City can't stand it for the team here, to the point that they actually was hoping that they'd lose, only to avoid seeing it again. And you, purple people meat beaters, had the nerve to do it also? That's like one of those that's like one of those things where it's like, I can talk shit about my family member, but you can't say anything. We gonna beat that ass. That's just kind of how that is. And well, congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to Vegas and to the 4th Super Bowl in franchise history. And special shout out to your boy Mahomes for everything that he's been doing. I mean, homie been putting in overtime in the NFL basically since he got here.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patty.
And it was mind-blowing to just think about this stat.
Okay.
As a starting quarterback, like we hear it all the time. It's either bowl or bust.
Yeah.
Ring or but like, but this guy,
he living like it.
He has embodied that. Every single year he's been a starting quarterback, he has not seen nothing less than an AFC championship.
Bruh.
Think about it.
And there's people out here just trying to make it to the playoffs.
Bruh, motherfuckers saying they trying to get in the wild card.
I mean.
And I got to give even more props because this year he did it on the road where everybody thought that he proved that he wasn't that guy. Well, you were wrong. But here's to the local team in hopes that my Bears do something with the #1 pick other than draft Caleb Williams. Now, I'm still pissed at whoever thought the Bears organization, or whoever at the Bears organization thought that Mitch Trubisky was going to be a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, is Mitch Trubisky still, is he even in the league anymore? Can somebody check on that? But with that said, this has been The Blackman Show. Once again, this is your boy 7 Blackman, and you can get a coffee mug, a shirt, or a hoodie like this in the merch store found on theblackmanshow.com. Please be sure to hit that like, hit the subscribe button, share this video with your peeps, your friends, your enemies. Just let us help to continue to grow this thing out. Who knows? One of y'all may be my 250th sub, and we got a little something for you, whoever that is, to show our thanks. Make sure you follow the show on all the socials at Show the Black Man, where you can send whatever clips you want this black man to react to. I can't guarantee that I'll react to them all. Or you can drop me a line at tbs@theblackmanshow.com. Thank you all for watching this far. If you like this one, get caught up on some of the other episodes and all that good humming. I appreciate each and every one of you. So please, until next time, take care of each other. Peace. And I am out.